Welcome back, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here and you're doing incredible. Imagine how much more you can do today. Are you excited? Today, we're going to talk about physical strength or strength training. I have to tell you a story. About 20 years ago, I purchased a franchise called Curves for Women. While most of you are probably familiar with it, it was a franchise I had owned in Albany and Schenectady. I do have a nutrition degree, and so the strength training part is something I feel really, really passionate about, and that I could teach you what I know and what I have learned. This has been in my toolbox for a while. Some of the things that you can do when you're at home, I'll show and teach you in a few minutes. However, I want you to know that we're going to deep dive into building stronger muscles. That muscle group that was kind of weak. You know, when I was laying in a coma, I couldn't lay on my sides, and I had this trach hooked up to me, this ventilator, and so I couldn't go side to side, and my whole body became mushy and soft. And when I laid on one side, I felt weak. And when I stood up, I couldn't stand up because my legs, from the atrophy, I couldn't walk. And so through strength training and the wonderful therapist that helped me for 10 months, I've gained that back. And now if you're at home and you weren't hospitalized, but you're still having these problems with physical strength, I want you to know that you're not alone. And here's some tricks and tips. And there'll also be a PDF download for you to download to be able to teach you some other routines that you can use to help strength train. In this series, we are going to deep dive into building strong major muscles. When we talk about your pec deck, your triceps, your biceps, your quads, your glutes, I want you to know it's possible to regain muscle in those areas. These exercises you can do while you're in a chair. You can also do them while you're standing up or laying down. Many of them I did when I was laying down in my hospital bed. Then I graduated to a wheelchair, and I was able to do them in a wheelchair. And then I can do them now standing up. If you have a stationary bike, definitely use it. If you have a treadmill, use it. If you have a stair stepper or some other kinds of machinery, go out there and use it. It's beautiful now out in New York or wherever you're from. Take advantage of it. If it's cool out, put a jacket on. If it's not, join your Y, go to a club, go somewhere where you can have that extra strength training once you graduate from what I'm going to teach you now. Because you will graduate unless you invest in a home gym. But I want you to start here. All right. So in case you don't have weights, you can go into your cupboard. These are £1 each. So these are 2 pounds. Now you could do this in a chair, and you can do it in laying down or standing up. And you could just go ahead and do some chest pulls. You know, widen up your chest. I'll step back a little so that you can see. You can do some arm raises. You know, do something like that. You can do some pumps, like you're pumping a tire. You can do a disco. You could even do a windshield wiper. Okay? So those are some of the things that you could do with the can if you don't have weights at home. I'm going to show you something else. It's really kind of cool. You can always grab 2 water bottles. And the water bottles are grooved right there to be able to hold your fingers. I had to learn to hold things again. My cell phone was too heavy. And if you needed something lighter than £1, water bottles, 12 ounces. You could do it with 1, or you could do it with 2. And the same thing. Just go ahead and do the same thing. And I'm going to teach you in another video how to go through and do your reps. So use the water bottles if you don't already have them. Remember to keep water by your side if in case you get thirsty or dehydrated. It's so important. I'm sure you have a ball laying around the house. And what I like about this ball exercise is that how you can do it sitting down in a chair, you can do it standing up, you could do it laying down, sitting up, anything you want to do, right? So you can do some reaches, and it's light. But what we're doing is, it's not about the weight, it's about the resistance. And the more reps you do, the harder it gets. And so I'm going to give you a download, and you'll be able to know how to do those reps. So make sure you look for the download in there. And, reach up. And the reason you want to use the ball is for guiding, so that you have guiding and then it's equal, like it's balanced. Okay? So you could start with 2 reps, 3 reps, 5 reps, 10 reps, whatever your comfort level is, but with each exercise. Another thing that you might like is say, when do I graduate to weights, real weights? Well, I have 3 pounds, so I got 6 pounds in my hands, and you're gonna do the same types of exercise. And again, there's a PDF download for you to be able to do the reps in them, okay? So once you graduate from 3 pounds, you can go to 5 and 5, so you can go 10 pounds and do those reps. These are a little heavier for me, but I'll eventually get there. So I want you to know you can start anywhere. The other thing is stretch bands. This stretch band is for my legs. You can get them for your arms. You can get them, you can cut them and make them long. And they have different weights to them. And when they have different weights, it means the strength is pulling. The rubber band strength could be harder for resistance. And you can do pulls, chest, legs, and these can be found anywhere and everywhere. But yeah, so the bands, remember to do the bands. And again, there's my pulse ox. So I want you to be able to turn it on, and I'm going to check my pulse to make sure that I'm not overexerted. And I'm going to make sure I'm staying within my oxygen rate, my oxygen level, and my heart rate is not getting too high. Sometimes when you're reading it too, it might give you something low, or it might not. It's just calibrating right now. You'll see the dots on there, and it'll just be calibrating. So just give it a moment, and then it'll start coming up. So remember to breathe. Remember to relax. Remember not to rush it. That you are in control, because you are in the safety and the privacy of your own home. I hope you found value in these techniques, and I'm looking forward to sharing more with you in the next video. And again, don't forget to download the downloadables. My heart rate, it says it's 117, and my oxygen level's at 97. So I'm one happy girl. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.